point of view, the Kim family house was never really quiet with 7 boys and a girl. Then me, the youngest, it was always buzzing with noise, lots of laughing, sometimes yelling, always something happening. But for the last week or so, there was this quietness. Not the peaceful kind, but the kind that made my stomach feel a little twisty. It was like a little wall had popped up between me and my alien brother, my grandpa. We were usually joined at some points, whispering secrets, messing around now. It was just less talking, less looking at each other or easy. Friendship felt stiff. It all started a few weeks back. Just it's a little mix-up about a work we were supposed to do together. Then a message I sent him that he never answered, and a joke. It all began with our science fair project. I worked really hard on the model, but he was supposed to do the display board. He got totally distracted, rushed his part on the last minute, and ended up smashing a big drawing. When the teacher pointed it out, he actually blamed me for rushing him. I just stood there feeling completely betrayed, and that's when the quiet coldness between us started. None of these things were huge on their own, but they piled up little by little. Suddenly, we were not looking for each other anymore. A silly chat just stopped. Then we were in the same room. It felt weird. There was this empty spot where our close, easy feelings used to be. Of course, everyone else showed it. Yn and Taehyung, the oldest, who was always cooking up something yummy, would let out a little shy when he saw us avoiding each other at the dinner table. Youngie, who always seemed to be chilling on the sofa with a book put big over the top, his eyes showing he knew something was off. Namjoon Youngie, who was usually the sensible one, kept a worried look on his face. Jacob just looked confused, probably wondering why his two favorite playmates weren't goofing off anymore. Jimin tried to help, asking us to watch a movie together, but I just made an excuse. It was clear things were wrong, but nobody seemed to know how to just fix it. Nobody, that is, except maybe our super sunny brother, who is Hobi Hyungi. Hobi Hyungi, as Sunshine Hyungi, was the loudest, the one bouncing off the walls. But he was also the best at noticing feelings, the one who could tell what mood the house was in without anyone saying a word. He showed the quick glances. Taehyung, when I avoided the way our talks felt stuck. One evening after dinner, when everyone was usually doing their own thing, Hobi Hyungi suddenly kept his hands together. He had his usual bright smile, but his eyes twinked like he had a secret plan. Hobi, alright everyone, it's been too long. Tonight, we are all gonna help clean out the old things of the house. A bunch of groans were audible. The attic was a dusty mess cave full of old stuff. Hobi, no complaining guys, he said while handing out dusters to all. Hobi, Taehyung, you are in charge of making sure we have snacks. Youngie, we check what's important and what we can throw away. Sugar Youngie just rolled his eyes, but a tiny simple smile played on his lips. Now Johnny, you shot out the old books. Jiminy and Jaggi, you are the strong ones. Remove all the boxes. Then he looked at me and Taehyung. Hobi, then he continued. Yn and Taehyung, you two are on the special memories box. Be careful with the old photos. My stomach did a little flip. The special memory is box. Means sitting close, looking through old stuff together. Then he looked at me for just a second, then looked away, grabbing a rag without a word. I shied inside, knowing there was no escape. We walked to a dusty corner of the attic, where a big box was waiting. The quietness between us felt a bit heavier and weird. He carefully picked up an old faded photo album. I picked up some dried flowers. While these were from Mom's old garden, I mumbled, touching a petal. There, yeah, he replied, flipping through the album. Look at this, remember our first time at the beach? You're so tiny in here. He held out a photo of much younger year, me. Little hands grabbing sand. I couldn't help but smile a little. Ryan, and you kept trying to bury Jimin in the sand. I remembered it, smiled a little. He laughed a little. The deep firm sound that I had not yet directed at me in peace. It was a sound that always made me feel cozy. Just that one memory, simple as it was made. The wall between us felt a tiny bit smaller. Suddenly, Jungkook, carrying a heavy box of old comic books, tripped the box, almost fell onto a wobbly stack of board games. Dad, watch out, Cookie! He called out right away, dropping the album and rushing over to steady the games. Fine, are you okay, Appa? I asked, also moving fast, helping Jungkook could keep the box from falling. For a moment, we were a team again without thinking, just helping our brother. When everything was safe, there was something in his eyes. Something he couldn't quite say. I looked back, and for the first time in weeks, that tight feeling between us cracked open, just a little. Good. Thanks, Henry. He mumbled out to play. Thanks, little one. He ruffled her hair, and she smiled a little. After that, as we kept going through the special memories box, the quiet came back. But it felt different, not so heavy. I picked up a little ceramic bird he had made. Hey, remember this? His voice softened, the one we made for Mom in kindergarten. You kept saying it looked like a potato. He gave a small, funny smile. I laughed, a real full laugh. Well, it did look like a potato and you got so mad. He chuckled, a low-sounded one. There, I remember you crying when you thought I broke its wings. Ryan, you tripped over it, she said, playfully bumping, and then Chinoppa fixed it with super glue. Our conversation started flowing easily now, like water. Little memories popped up, like all photos. It felt like I could finally breathe again. Later that night, after the attic was all neat and tidy, we were gathered, everyone for a board game. Hobi, but not just any game. His eyes shining with excitement, we are playing the great family treasure hunt. And Bibi and Tay, you both are in the same team. You have to put your clues together to find the treasure. This game made us talk all the time. We had to share cards and make plans together. At first, we were both stiff, just reading our own clues. Mine says find something that tells time where we make food. They stayed staring at the keyboard, not looking up at him. There, mine says, look under the oldest wooden spoon. He replied, pointing to the kitchen. We looked at each other and slowly, without even trying, we started acting like we used to do. There, wait kiddo, if you go to the kitchen first, we can check the clock and then the spoon, he whispered, getting closer, showing me the plan. Brian, but then Namjoon Hyungi might get to his book no clue before us. I said, giggling a little as I poked his arm. There, oh, you're right. His normal laugh made me smile as well. Brian, in her mind, I guess I missed his. I missed him. But wait, why would I miss this alien? He's right here with me all the time. She pouted by her own thoughts. Jimin looked over a knowing smile on his face. Jungkook, totally into the game, Cook just yelled, I'm gonna win! As the night ended, Taeyopa and I were actually really talking one. Not just about the game, but about our day, little things. It felt like a big heavy rock had been lifted off my chest. Later, as I was getting ready for bed, there was a soft knock on my door. He peeked inside. There, hey kiddo. He pushed the door a little more. Can I come in? And I was smile playing on his face. Fine, you're already in Dumbo. He came in and sat on the edge of my bed, fidgeting with his shirt. There, about the science project, he started looking down at his hands. I messed up, and I was really embarrassed, so I just said something dumb. It wasn't your fault. When I know you did all the hard work, and I was just being lazy. I'm really sorry. His voice was low, but true. My heart felt soft and warm. Mine, it's okay, I was being stubborn too. I know you get distracted easily. It hurted me when you blamed me. I just missed us, you know? He nodded his head like a kid. Yeah, me too, baby. It felt weird, I guess. Like something was missing. And you know what? I missed my donkey sound the most, he said, as a white ring spread over his face, showing his teeth. Ryan gave him a sharp glare, and that's it. He received a very harsh shot of pillow on his handsome face. Alien head. The next morning, all the bad feelings were gone. Our loud laughter filled the house easily again. He playfully bumped me at breakfast, and I bumped him back. The invisible wall had broken down, replaced by the warmth was the feeling of being close again. Hobi caught my eye across the table. He gave a little fin, a small, happy shine that only I saw. He didn't need to say anything. His bright smile was enough. He didn't fix things by making us have a big awkward talk. He just made a way, a soft push for us to remember what was most important, that even when things get a little bumpy, family always finds its way back. Even small problems can make us feel distant from those our love, but fixing it doesn't need big fights or grand gestures. Often it's about quiet understanding, a little patience, and simply wanting to connect again like an invisible thread. Kindness and love can gently bring us back. Family isn't about being perfect, it's about a lasting love that always finds a way. Just an example of how we always fight with siblings but always get back together. without any real apology or conversation.